This is Viterbi Voices.
Coming to you from the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering.
We're here to give you the inside scoop about research, classes, student life, and so much more.
All of these shared from our students, faculty, and other members of our USC community.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Viterbi Voices. As usual, I am one of your co-hosts. My name is Paul Ledesma, Director of Undergraduate Admission for the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
And hi, everyone. My name is Emily Powis, and I'm a senior studying biomedical engineering.
And who is that joining us over there? Introduce yourself, mystery guest.
Hi, my name is Peyton Erickson, and I'm a current sophomore studying mechanical engineering at USC.
And Peyton, where are you from?
I'm from Ventura, California.
Awesome. And tell us about this episode that you bring to us today. What's this all about?
So today I'm bringing you an episode about athletes in engineering at Viterbi, and you kind of get an inside look into what it's like studying engineering at Viterbi and Division I athletics.
Oh, Division I athletics. We get a lot of questions about being an athlete. You know, we have so many students that like play sports in high school and like, oh, is it possible? There's so many people that say it's not possible. Obviously, it's hard work. But who is joining you on this episode to talk about this, and what sports do they play?
So today I have Penelope Hocking joining me. She is a senior forward on the USC women's soccer team. She's an excellent example of a student athlete and a soccer player, and one of the starters on the USC team.
All right, well, let's get out of the way and jump right into that conversation, Peyton, and hand it right over to you. We'll see you all on the other side for some other conversation and updates of what's going on at the school.
Hey, Penelope, thank you for joining me today. If you wanted to start by quickly introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Penelope Hocking. I'm a senior on the women's soccer team, and I'm also a forward, and my major is computer science.
Awesome. Today we will be talking about athletes in engineering and what it is like balancing a Viterbi engineering education and Division I athletics. Penelope does that excellently and is a great example of a Viterbi student athlete, so we're very happy to have you here today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. I know the NCAA tournament starts this weekend. How are you feeling about it?
I'm actually really excited. This will be my fourth time in the NCAA tournament, and we had really good runs my freshman and sophomore year, and then my junior year in the spring, we didn't have a great run. We lost in the second round, or the first round actually, and kind of looking for redemption there. So I'm excited.
Awesome. And who are you guys playing this weekend?
We played GCU.
Cool. And I'm not sure if most of our listeners know, but this season you became the all-time USC scoring leader, and you're currently at 52 career goals, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Could you tell us more a bit about that journey to becoming the all-time leading goal scorer for USC?
Yeah. So, coming in my freshman year, I wasn't a huge name. I didn't really expect to break records at USC. I kind of just expected to come in and play and work hard and earn a spot on the team and earn some playing time here and there. I had expectations to do well, but I never had expectations to break records. So I think that's awesome that I was able to work my way up and work really hard to achieve those goals. But I think throughout the years, I've played with some amazing players like Leah Pruitt, Savannah DeMello. I've been lucky enough to play with her my 4 years here. And same with Tara McKeown. They've been outstanding leaders, and they've really pushed me to become the player I am today. And I've learned so much from my teammates along the way, my coaches. So I really couldn't have done it without them. And I owe a lot of my success to them because they've helped me grow in so many ways.
That's awesome. How did you get into playing soccer?
So when I was younger, my mom and dad, they're big sports people. My dad played professional baseball. He played for the Minnesota Twins, Rockies, and the Royals. So he put me in all sort of sports. He put me in soccer. He put me in basketball. My mom played basketball in college. Put me in, what else did I do? Softball. I played softball a little bit. And I just absolutely hated softball. So, and I liked basketball, but not as much as I liked soccer. My dad he would teach me things about soccer, like, cause he was just a big soccer guy. He would teach me about soccer through like watching like the Premier League and watching like Cristiano Ronaldo growing up, watching like Wayne Rooney growing up. Like I just idolized those players, and I just fell in love with the game at such a young age, and it just carried me to college athletics.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely not a softball person either. Was my least favorite that I played. But
Yeah.
And then flashing forward to college. So how did you end up at USC?
So I started my recruitment process in my freshman year of high school. I started getting letters my freshman year spring of high school, and I got letters from like a lot of Pac-12 schools like ASU, Arizona, Washington, Notre Dame, Missouri. I got like a lot of letters, but nothing really caught my eye. I really, really, really wanted to go to University of North Carolina. That was like my dream school when I was younger. In like 8th grade, I think I was like in 6th or 7th grade when I saw like Crystal Dunn playing for the UNC, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be her. So, but they were never interested in me. So I was like really sad by that. But, I was going to commit to University of Washington my sophomore year in the fall. And I did a visit there. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was gorgeous. I liked the coach. I liked the players. I liked everything about it. And I wanted to go to a different state and experience something different. But like last minute, USC sent me an email and they were like, hey, I want you to come on our campus and we want you to do a visit. And I was like, all right, like, I don't really hear a lot about USC. They're not really great in Pac-12, but they just got a new coach. So I like went, and my mom's like, just go. I'm like, I don't even want to go. I want to go to UW. And she's like, just go. And I went, I like stepped on campus, and I just fell in love with the school. I went to a practice. I fell in love with the atmosphere at practice. It was close to home, and the academics were great. And then Kadani was awesome. At the time, Jen Klein was the assistant coach, and she was just fantastic. I loved her. And I got to talk with some of the players, got to talk to Jalen Woodward and Morgan Andrews, and they were just phenomenal. And ever since then, right when I stepped on campus, I was like, I know I'm going here. So I wanted to commit right then and there, but I didn't. I went to another game, and then they offered me, and I was like, all right, I can't turn this down. Like, I just need to go here right now. So I just committed over the phone, and I think that was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
That's so awesome. And did you come in as an engineering major?
No, so I came in as an accounting major. One of my family friends, his mom, it was a CPA, and I kind of like worked for her for a little bit. I just did like a bunch of bookkeeping and stuff over the summer, just like make money. And I was like, all right, like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I'm just gonna like do accounting because she does it. So I took a few business classes, and then I was like, I don't really like this. I don't really want to do business. I don't want to do accounting. Like, people tell me like I shouldn't do accounting. And then my mom was like, she knew how big of like a math and science person I was. And she's like, why don't you just try engineering? And then, cause she knows how hard I work too. And she knows that like, I could probably do it even though it's hard. And I was like, all right. So I looked into it, and then I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So Kaylin actually suggested, she was like, why don't you just do computer science? And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, like, I don't even know like what computer science is. So I like looked into it, and I'm like, oh, it's actually like, seems like it's right up my alley. Like, I would love to do this. Like, love to learn more about it. So I did like their pre-engineering program, and I took one class, computer science 102 with Mark Redekop, and he was like the best professor ever. I absolutely loved him. And I just like loved learning about computer science, and I loved learning how to code. And I was just really excited for like what more I could learn about computer science. And I just always was so fascinated by it ever since that first class. So I think that was like one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I want to thank Kaylin for like introducing me to it, because I had no idea what it was. And then, now I'm in the school, and couldn't be happier.
That's so awesome. So definitely must be a big challenge studying engineering while also balancing athletics. What would you say has been your biggest challenge through that?
I would say balancing during season is a huge challenge. We're always traveling. Sometimes we travel on Wednesdays. So when we travel on Wednesdays and we don't come back till Sunday night. So, when we travel, we basically miss a whole day of school. We have to make up lectures. We won't get into whatever state or hotel like we're in until late at night. So I'll be trying to do homework on the plane, at the airport, late at night, and then on game days, like you kind of don't want to do like a lot of homework coming up to the game because you don't want to distract yourself. So I think that's been like the most challenging part is a lot of the travel and balancing. But I've stayed in touch with my professors, and they've like given me extensions. They've like really helped me out. If I was ever struggling, they have helped me with any material that I missed. And maintaining a relationship with my professors has been like the biggest probably asset to me, and I'm so glad that I've been able to do that. And they've all been so understanding of my situation, and they've really helped me and really actually like made me enjoy learning so much more because of their willingness to just like help me out and help me learn. And I've been like really grateful for my professors.
That's so awesome. I would say, like, in my experiences as well, all the professors I've had have been incredibly understanding, willing to meet like outside of office hours, make appointments. And with everything going on, being in college and studying, I've always found that really helpful and cool about my Viterbi professors.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be so understanding. And then I reached out once and they were like, oh yeah, like if you ever want to like just set up a Zoom like outside of office hours. And one time I was like traveling and I was like, I had something due that night and I had something wrong with like my code or something. And I was like, hey, I am not going to get in until like 8:00. Like, can I meet at the airport? Can I do anything? And they're like, when you get into the hotel, like, I'll get on a Zoom with you. And I'm like, okay, but it's not going to be until like 8:30. And they're like, that is okay. And they sit on a Zoom with me from like 8:30 to 9:30 and they helped me out. And I was like, this was like the best thing ever. And I was just so happy because I was so stressed. And then when I got to like the hotel and then they helped me out, I just felt so much better. And I mean, I didn't even ask for that. I would have been like, all right, any other time, like on your schedule. And they're like, no, like we'll just do it this time. So that was really awesome. And that was honestly so grateful for that.
That's so awesome. I know. I think one of my experiences when I first came was just, you have to ask. Like, I was really nervous to just do that initial, hey, can you help me? Like, I can't make your office hours at this time.
Exactly.
And they like want to help you. They want you to learn. So that's one thing that
Yeah,
I really loved. Have you had any internships during the summer or extracurriculars through engineering?
Yeah, so I worked at Northrop Grumman in the Space Systems Division over the summer this year. I worked from the beginning of May until the end of July. And I worked like 40 hours a week. So I basically was just working like a full job there for the summer. And it was incredible. I absolutely loved it. I loved the people there. I love the interns there. I made so many great friends. What I got to do was phenomenal. I am not really allowed to disclose like a lot of the stuff that I did, but I worked in their space systems division, and I developed an application using a bunch of like radio frequency instruments that interface to my program to test the satellite that I was working on. So I mean, being able to say that is actually like really cool. I like tell people that I did that and they're like, oh my God, like that's so cool. And it was really cool. What I was working on, like I really enjoyed the stuff that I was working on, and I got to code in a language that I've never coded in before. I got to code in C Sharp, and I got to learn that. And then I got to learn about the industry and things that other people do that I can like new roles that I can step into. And I talked to a lot of people. There were a lot of USC alumni there, so they all reached out and they were like, "Hey, like, I know you're an intern for the summer. I saw like on our intern list that you went to USC. Like, I'd love to talk to you." So I would like meet up with a few of the guys that worked there, and I would talk to them about like their jobs and what they did. And they were cybersecurity guys, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like you should do cybersecurity." And then they would tell me about like what they did, and I was like, oh my god, that's like so cool. And I got to learn about what the other interns did, because they would do like little seminars about what they did, and I got to ask them questions. And even though they were like completely different things that we did, I still got to learn a lot about what they did. And it was just really fun and such a great atmosphere and very positive. And I just really want to go back and hopefully get a job there when I'm done with soccer.
That's awesome. So speaking of like after you graduate, do you have any plans? Are you looking to go like soccer, more engineering? What are your plans?
So when I was doing the internship, I was super excited about stepping into the workforce, and I was like, oh my god, like I wanted to play soccer, but now I just like I'm so excited to do this. Like soccer, you know, I'm not gonna get paid a lot, like whatever, like I'll just like do this because I'll probably get paid more doing this. And you know, I probably have a job like right out of college with them. So, and then I talked to my parents and I talked to my friends, and they were like, you will never get the chance to play soccer again, and you should probably do it like if you're young. And I think you know, I want to play soccer right after college, and I'll probably enter the draft, probably want to play overseas just to say that I did it, and like make a lot of memories and meet new people. And maybe just like I would love to spend time in Europe, because I've been to Europe a few times and I absolutely love it. And to be able to live there and maybe learn a new language. I'd want to play in France, hopefully play in France, and learn a new language and like meet new people, and just like see a different perspective on things. I just think that would be awesome. And hopefully play for the national team, the U.S. national team. I would love to do that. I've been in a few camps. So I've been really working my way towards that, and hopefully I'll get the chance to do that in the future.
That'd be really cool. Can't wait to see you do that. That would be awesome. Let's see. So if you had a piece of advice you could give to students that are thinking of studying engineering while competing in athletics during college, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I always try to get my teammates, if they're like rethinking their majors or like thinking of adding a minor, I'm always like computer science. So I'm always like, and they're like, no, I don't want to do that. So they're like comm majors, and they're like, I'm like, you should do computer science. And they're like, no, I like have no experience. Even I'm like, you don't have to have experience. Like I didn't have experience coming in. But I think it's just something great to learn. I would just say to people who are aspiring to be engineers and athletes, like one, it's not easy. But two, if you really work hard and really put your mind to it, you know, I did that. I have had a lot of success in like computer science, and I've also had a lot of failures. And you know, those are going to come, and not to just get discouraged. I definitely got discouraged when I failed a test, or, you know, I was struggling in a class. Like I definitely got discouraged, but, you know, utilizing your professors and utilizing making friends in your classes, I would say that's been huge too. I've made a lot of friends, and they've really helped me a lot. We've been able to like study together, and I've been able to like go to office hours and stuff like that. So really just utilizing all of the resources that you have, you know, and if you work hard, then you'll succeed. And I just say it's like all the hard work is really worth it. You know, I could have come in here and like did something that I wasn't really passionate about and kind of just like skated by with like a mediocre degree, or I could have just like worked really hard and been super passionate, because I'm super passionate about this. But like I was never discouraged by like the failures that I had, and I've been able to come back from them, and just by working hard. So not to get discouraged, and it's going to be hard, but it's not the end of the world.
Definitely. Yeah. That's good advice for everyone too. Even anyone coming in to study engineering, don't get discouraged, because you will fail many times.
Yeah. And I've heard that from everyone too. Like some of my friends are like, oh yeah, like I did not do well in that class. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only person struggling right now.
Yeah. I think that's an adjustment too. When you first get there, there's this, misconception that like you're the only one struggling, and then you start talking to people and everyone struggles, but getting through it together
exactly
is definitely important.
Bonding over the failures.
Yeah, bouncing back to the teamwork it takes to bounce back. That's something I've loved about Viterbi too, is how collaborative it is. And growing up playing team sports, you definitely see when studying engineering, that was something important to me, to go to a school that was very collaborative.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what has your favorite class been at USC? Engineering or not engineering?
My favorite class has been Introduction to Computer Systems, CS 356. I'm actually in it right now. And it's about how the computer processes your code on a machine level. So how your code gets broken down into assembly language, and then how it gets broken to machine code, and how your computer processes that information. And what we're learning is all like assembly code, and it's been really interesting to actually see how your code works on a machine level, because I've just been like writing it and just understanding it at a very high level, but actually understanding it on a machine level is, I would say it's really beneficial, because we learn about like different kinds of attacks, like buffer overflow attacks and return oriented programming, which are attacks where you can access different like files on the computer, and like have system access on the computer just by like entering certain strings in your code, and vulnerabilities, and just like avoiding those vulnerabilities. I think that's just been super interesting, and I've just loved that class so much, and I've been asking a lot of questions and been really intrigued by it.
Cool. Speaking about your teammates, does anyone on the soccer team also study engineering?
So Kaylin Martin she's doing a cybersecurity minor, and she's thinking of pursuing her major was business, and then she got a minor in cybersecurity, but she wants to pursue a master's in cybersecurity. So she finished her undergrad early, and she was like, okay, like I want to play soccer still. I want to like add a minor, add another major, like I don't know what to do. And I told her to do computer science, but she was like, I don't know if I want to do that. So I was like, okay, like do cybersecurity, because she's also like a math and science person. She's like extremely smart, and she was kind of interested in what I was doing. Every time like I was doing something, she was always like, what are you doing? Like I want to know what you're doing. And even in my internship, she would always ask me questions. I'm like, I'm just not allowed to answer those questions. So she was always trying to be like, oh, like I'm just trying to get more information because I'm really interested in what you're doing. So I told her to do cybersecurity, and she has just been so like, she's just loved cybersecurity, and I think that's what made her want to pursue a master's is the minor. And she's loved her professors. Everyone in Viterbi has been so great, and she's made really good connections in Viterbi, and she actually got a job here with ITS over the summer that she got to do. And she loves it, and if I could recommend anyone do engineering, like I would want everyone to do engineering, because it's just so awesome and so cool.
That's awesome. So she got you into CS, and then you got her into cybersecurity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Helping each other achieve your goals there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Was there any last thoughts that you wanted to add on studying engineering as a whole, or being an athlete here at USC?
I mean, I never thought like I would be an engineer at USC and be able to, have the success that I have had in my sport, but just the people that I've surrounded myself with, and everyone that I've worked closely with has been spectacular. And, from the people that I've worked with in athletics to the people I've worked with in Viterbi, I've just enjoyed the entire experience. And I just never want to leave, honestly. Like, it's so great here. And I'm also taking my 5th year, so I'll be here another year. And I'm just really excited to take that and get another semester and finish my degree.
Cool. So are you going to finish your degree with that 5th year?
Yeah, so I have a few more because I declared late for my major because I was accounting. So I'm like a semester behind. So
Okay.
I'm gonna finish that up in next fall.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on here with Penelope. It was really great catching up with you and hearing all about your experiences.
Thanks, Peyton.
And we're back. Thank you so much, Peyton. I was wondering, what do you think are like the big takeaways students should take away from this episode?
I think one of the biggest takeaways that can be applied to everyone's life, even engineers that aren't athletes, is that it is okay to fail and you just have to keep getting back up and keep trying again. And it's also really cool to ask for help, and you kind of see her perspective on how she's asked for her professors, and they're very helpful in making sure that she has all the resources she needs, and they're like that with all of their students.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Like, I think a big step going into college from high school is being like, a lot of these students, including like current USC students at their high school, they kind of coasted through and maybe didn't have to ask for help. And were kind of like at the top of their class. But when you come to USC, there are so many strong students and the classes are so much harder that really everyone needs to ask for help and like work together. So I think that's super important for just like freshmen to keep in mind that it's okay to go to office hours. It's okay to like go to tutoring help, supplemental instruction. There's a lot of help for you at USC, and like you're not doing it alone.
Definitely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Peyton, tell people about your background and how you kind of thought about this episode and what your involvement is with women's soccer.
Yeah, so I actually am a student manager on the women's soccer team, and I have been since my freshman year. And I played soccer all through high school. And coming in, I wanted to stay involved with the soccer program, and so I am a manager on the team. So I've spent the last couple years getting to know all the players, and specifically Penelope and me talk about engineering frequently. So when I had to think of a good idea for a podcast, I thought it would be excellent to hear her perspective and kind of get an inside look into what like the recruiting process is for Division I athletics, which is something that not all of us get to experience. So it was really cool to see her perspective on that.
And what does it mean to be a manager? What does it mean your job is?
Yeah, so as a manager, we assist the staff with drill setup, drill execution, filming games. We travel with the team. We're at all the practices. So it's a pretty big commitment, but it's a lot of fun and great to get to be around soccer still.
That's awesome. Emily, did you play soccer growing up?
Yeah, I played soccer for 1 year. I am really bad at sports with balls. So yeah, one season I was done. But I know your daughter's really into it, right?
Well, I wouldn't say really into it. She's playing, kind of. It's every game is she wants to quit. Although that has changed. She's gotten better at it recently and has been a little more into it. So I'm hoping she wants to continue to play after this season. We have one more game. It's our final game this coming weekend. So we'll see how this goes and how she feels at the end of it. But it's gotten better. So she didn't, like, at the beginning of this season, she was walking off the field saying, "I'm done." And like she just like went and sat down. I'm like, you can't do that.
I love that. That's like so much sass. I love it.
Yeah, I think she's lots of sass. Yeah. I don't know if I love the sass, but yeah, there's lots of sass. And it's like whenever she gets bumped, like she doesn't like that. She's like, "Ow, like why'd they bump me?" I'm like, "Well, you're going after the," like, so she doesn't want anything to do with contact. And so whenever there's like a scrum of girls, she's always like hands out, like just like, nope, stay over here. But if the ball is in open space, then she'll kick it. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely think growing up, I tried a lot of different sports, kind of finding the one I like, but I had experience with softball. Every time I walked off the field, I was just not having it.
Really?
Yeah, but a little bit, for me personally, just a little too slow. Like I liked the high intensity of soccer.
Yeah.
And basketball and some of the more contact sports.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Emily, anything else we want to talk about this particular week?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will see you very soon with another new episode of The Trippy Voices coming at you in a couple days. Bye-bye.